Hello, everybody. I'm trying this new thing. Don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I decided if I read something and I really want to talk about it, but I don't want to write a whole entire Hannah Reads saga about it, I'm going to make a video and try to help my editing skills just a teeny tiny bit in case I want to do this in the future. So today I want to talk about this awful fan fiction I read the other day. My good friend Nina decided she wanted to read this Jimmy Fallon fan fiction, so I was like, sure, let's read it together. It's honestly one of the best, worst things I've ever read in my entire life. It's amazing just how unaware and how ignorant it really is. The story's about this girl named Jade. She's in high school. She meets and falls in love with Jimmy Fallon pretty much instantly. He's 39 at the time of this story, and she's 18. Obviously, their relationship causes a lot of controversy. But not only that, our good friend Nicolas Cage is also in the story, and he wants them to break up for his own selfish reasons. Besides the plot being completely asinine, the spelling was just all over the place. She liked to write C's, like the word C's, as SEE''S. I don't know why. That's not even a word. Why would you think it's a word? I don't know. Not only that, she spelled Manhattan wrong. It was very inconsistent with the spelling, but that kind of led to some, and the grammar as well. Um, but that was actually pretty funny. Jade had little to no personality. She was just very. There was literally nothing to her. But then again, if you look at the cast list, because there is a cast list posted on top of every single chapter, you will see that it says you as Jade, and her name was Jade Spade. Except for like in the last chapter, it magically changed to Jade West for some reason. I don't know. I don't know much about Jimmy Fallon. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. He seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't know how in character he was in this story. I'm assuming he was very out of character, considering that he was dating an 18-year-old. But, again, what do I know? I'm just a hater. I mean, a lot of people seem to like this story, but I will get to that in a second. The biggest problem I had, besides the fact that, Jade and Mr. Fallon were treating this relationship of theirs as, oh, it's not really a big deal. Oh, my parents are just haters who don't understand, and that sort of thing. Like, oh, we need to keep it out of the spotlight because people will judge us even though it's like okay for us to be together, even though it's not. My biggest problem was actually Nicolas Cage. At first, it was fine because it was just silly. Nicolas Cage is the CEO of the NCC. We never really learn what NCC is. I tried looking it up, and there was nothing to indicate that it was any kind of like important company. So I'm assuming that it just meant the Nicolas Cage committee. He just started off being this random bad guy, and that was fine. He was this weird dude who was just so obsessed with NBC's ratings and just like, oh, you're going to ruin the show. I'm going to take it away from you if you don't break up with this, high school student. That was fine. I thought it was funny how obsessed he was. He was like Inspector Javert, only way more incompetent. Like, that was funny. But then all of a sudden he revealed his ulterior motive, and he was in love with Jade this whole time, even though he's married with two kids who are around her age. I was like, no, you don't do that. It was just the dumbest thing. Like, I mean, it was already dumb, but at least it was, enjoyably dumb, and then it just got cringeworthy, and we had to, skim like several chapters because Jimmy Fallon had disappeared and Nicolas Cage was there for Jade, and it was just really stupid. There's one sex scene, it was poorly written, it was very uncomfortable to read, but it was kind of funny at the same time. Nicolas Cage claims that Jade is pregnant with his kid at one point by messing with the audio of a phone conversation he and Jade have, even though like she never even said the words "I'm pregnant" at all during that phone conversation. There's a court case at the end that Jade and Mr. Fallon obviously win because reasons. The story itself is just very unimpressive. I mean, it just, on the surface, it doesn't seem like it's very interesting, but the fact that it's got numerous grammar and spelling errors, and the fact that it just treats itself so seriously and the author can't look at it objectively, it just makes it very fun to read. Um, if a little uncomfortable, I mean, Nicolas Cage is in his 50s now, and, that's just weird. The coup de grace of all of this was the comments. There were several people who commented on every single chapter who were just as delusional as the author of the story was. They would say things like, OMG, Jade and Jimmy are meant to be together. I hate Nicolas Cage. What's his problem? Oh my god, I want to punch him in the face. Jade and Jimmy are meant to be together. Oh my god. Oh my god, they had sex in this chapter. I wish Jimmy Fallon would have sex with me like that. Like seriously, these are comments. These are genuine comments that people wrote on this story. Like I don't even know why she had to have Nicolas Cage be Nicolas Cage. She could have just been like Nicolas Cage as this rando dude who's evil. Because, like, I mean, she actually listed Josh Hutcherson as some guy in Jade's school who his name is Brendan. He literally shows up in one chapter, in one scene, and that's it. Josh Hutcherson as this rando dude. It wasn't Josh Hutcherson as Josh Hutcherson. So I don't understand why she couldn't have done that with Nicolas Cage as well. I mean, Brendan Urie shows up at one point, which was really confusing. Like, okay, we already have one Brendan, but now we have another Brendan who's actually a person, apparently. He is, I guess he's like the lead vocalist for Panic at the Disco or something. These comments were just, oh my god, so removed from reality. I honestly, there were several big offenders. I don't know if I should, publicly call them out because that's not very fair to them. But Nina and I had fun making fun of them. So if you really want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. It's just one of those things you have to witness to really comprehend that it exists, because it does, unfortunately, or fortunately. I'm not quite sure which one it is yet, and I probably never will.